If you like turbo noises, you like making your car faster, this is the episode for you. The GTI is getting an integrated engineering intake as well as a stage 1 tune. Let's get into it. Before we unbox and get that satisfaction, I put pen to paper for us. Let's get it over with, and then we'll have fun. First things first, welcome back to the Car Speed Garage. If you're new here, we're all about building confidence in the garage, and I don't want these 2-post lifts to scare you. We don't need them for today's video. We aren't using them. Simple hand tools only today. My goal is that you know exactly what you're getting into, as this is probably the first time you might have ever tuned or installed a part on a car, which I'm really excited for you about, and you found the right place. And welcome. You don't have to do these together. You can tune the car or you can install an intake, whatever order you want. I will tell you later in the episode what I think is the move once I install both of these. I'm confident from my experience level, I can still differentiate and tell you, the power increase is more worth it, or the sounds and the overall feel and personality of the car you gain from the intake is more worth it. I'll keep you posted. But let's get comfortable. We're at the new shop. We're in my new house. We're going to my new desk. If you like modifying cars like I do, I got something that you can modify at home that's totally free. I'm gonna give you a little walkthrough of my setup. Opening up this browser, really satisfying startup. This is Opera GX. They are the sponsor of today's video, and they have a fully customizable web browser to improve your gaming performance or everyday use. You have toggles for memory limit for your RAM limiter. You have a network limiter. If we open a new tab, you have some sound effects. The keyboard is sound effects. Close those out. This is the mod section though. We're gonna hit plus. It takes you to the GX store. Someone put together one for a Supra, Need for Speed Most Wanted. I'm gonna leave that up to you. We're gonna go simple. We're gonna do this underwave one. Each section for each mod, you can play what the background music is. You can interact with the theme, light and dark. Look at how things change when you hover over them. You can interact and hear the different sound effects. Hear what the keyboard sounds like. You can just hit install mod really quickly. Notice everything changed colors. And if you're switching to Opera GX, it's really simple. If you go to settings, you scroll down, find the synchronization, hit the import button, select which one you're coming from, and in one press, you get extensions, bookmarks, passwords, everything. This makes your web browser an experience like your car. So if you want to modify and check it out, there's a link in the pinned comment on screen, QR code in the description. Go check it out for totally free. Thank you, Opera GX, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back into the episode. We'll let editor Justin have a heyday with numbers and stuff on screen. To be completely transparent, I'm not getting paid to talk about this or choose this. None of the Volkswagen Audi companies pay me. They do enjoy working with me because I take this very seriously, and they know that you take it very seriously on the other side of the screen if you enjoy this type of content. Companies are letting me sell their parts or have affiliate programs, and I'm an affiliate for integrated engineering, and it's an absolutely free way to support what I do and help put food on my table for my family. So if you need any parts, integrated engineering for any car, I see some of you buying stuff for S4s, GTIs, RS3s, things like that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And you're getting 10% off your price, so you're saving money. It helps me make a little bit of money. I get a little bit of each sale, and a strength in numbers type of thing with all of you guys watching. It helps me continue to be able to afford to buy the cars, make videos like this, and dedicate my life to it like I have for 7-8 years now. So thank you so much. I'm new to the integrated engineering lineup, and today's gonna be fun testing software and this intake system to see what the quality's like. We had a great experience with the downpipe on the SQ5, so let's see what this is all about. So let's talk power numbers and all the things you get when you purchase the stage 1 tune from integrated engineering. It comes with this power link case. We're gonna open it a bit, but it connects to your phone and you can flash with your phone, which is awesome. You don't need a computer, and it's a great time to be alive for tuning Volkswagen Audis because it's very popular now to just use your phone, and it's so much better than using a laptop. Stock horsepower, as advertised from VW, 210 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. Now the integrated engineering dyno numbers, they state it's 237 horsepower, 298 pound-feet of torque. Usually Volkswagen Audi will, and the other manufacturers will tell you it makes less, so then it over delivers to the customer. It's better for that to happen in a press media situation than the other way around. Under promise, over deliver. So the stage 1, 91 octane, we can touch on ethanol and stuff in in future episodes, but 91 octane, what we have is 304 horsepower and 385 torque. So if you go from stock Volkswagen numbers to stage 191 with integrated engineering's tune, you're averaging plus 94 horsepower and plus 127 pound-feet of torque. That is your gain. Now, if we go from what integrated engineering dynoed the car at in stock form to stage 1, it's more like a 67 horsepower gain and an 87 pound-feet of torque gain. Regardless, plenty. In my opinion, you can feel 15 if you're a new person, a gain horsepower or torque. An experienced person can feel 10. You can sense 5 is there, but it's hard to differentiate. So anything over that 30-40 mark is really fun and noticeable and worth it. So we have some exciting gains, and that's why I'm doing this stage 1 tune so early, because I'm tired of driving this really slow car around, because I know how much it has in it still. Features and benefits of the tune, we've got compatible with the stock car, so you don't need to do any modifications to the car. You can just throw a stage 1 tune on it and it'll make more power and drive a lot quicker, have better drivability, etc. This is a manual 6-speed car if you're new here, so the DSG tune stuff, you can read more info and I'll leave links to that in the description as well, because I know a lot of you guys have DSGs. You got things like rolling anti-lag, launch control, other things like that. This tune does include TrueFlex software, so if you do buy the hardware, the parts, they call it hardware a lot, the parts, you can get the flex fuel system where you got to tap into your ECU and all these things, and it's not scary, but it's a little bit in depth, intermediate level install, have a ethanol sensor. Once you hook that up, it integrates right away with your stage 1 tune, and you can run ethanol 91 combinations, and it automatically adjusts on the fly. When you purchase this 91 octane tune, it includes 91, 93, 104, and then the flex fuel stuff if you have the hardware parts to support it. So that's included, which is nice. And there are serious gains on ethanol and higher octane, which we'll touch on later. It's safe for all climates and all elevations. And then on the app on your phone, it has live gauge display. If we want to monitor anything like boost levels, temperatures, things like that, we'll figure what that's like later in the episode. Last thing to talk about is price. $594.56. If you use the link in the description or the code, it'll knock off 10%. So you're at $535.11, save about $55. All right, pen to paper out of the way for the tuning. Let's talk about the intake system. We're talking about a 10 horsepower and torque gain with tuning, carb compliant and 50 state legal. So anybody, any emissions laws, you're safe to run this. It's totally legal and been passed. You're getting more turbo noise, engine sound, increasing the volume in the cab, not just the turbo, but the engine also. You have the full width air inlet. So when we open the hood, I'll show you what that means. We have a high flow velocity stack is a part of this intake to increase the airflow going into the turbo. 5-inch air filter, plenty big, and this works and it was made to handle bigger power. So as you start to make more power, this is not going to limit you. And at no cost, it includes a stealth coolant line. So we'll see what that's about. This exact intake fits the 8V S3 and A3 and the Mark 7, 7.5 Golf R, GTI, Golf, and the All-Track. If you don't get a lid, you want to expose filter, so you want the turbo and engine to be as loud as possible in the cab. $439.99. If you use the link in the description or the discount code, you'll save about 43 bucks. If you get the plastic poly lid, I don't remember what they call the poly whatever, it's just plastic, $582.98. You'll save about $58 with the link in the description. Carbon lid that looks really, really nice. With these lids, you're keeping the engine heat away from the intake and you're making it a little bit quieter also, and it looks really nice under the hood. The carbon option's $818.98. That's a grip for an intake for a GTI. Maybe you want that, but with the discount, with the link or the code, it'll save you about $81 on that. Pick your poison. I did no lid because I like all the noises on a car like this. Boring stuff is over. Let's unbox these and get to wrenching. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited about this. I missed driving manual. I daily drive a 2015 Duramax. Love that thing to death. I would choose that if I had to die with a car because I like dirt bikes and towing things and being the guy that's readily available to come save you on my acts of service love language. Just having that truck just makes you the most useful, valuable human being. And it's pretty fast. Fully deleted sounds sick. Super comfortable, remote start with AC, but man, oh man, it just makes me love my sports cars that much more. And this car is already fun to drive. And I'm thinking and feeling that this, from my experience, this intake and this tune is enough to satisfy most and just make the car exponentially more enjoyable to drive, already more than it already is, especially for us 6-speed guys out there. So yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Let's open it up. One thing that's cool is not all companies have packaging design like this. You've got the lines right here. You've got all the design elements, the logo. It's kind of this like satin black box. Part of the experience, part of what you pay for. Branding is important. Caution contains horsepower, it says on these flaps. So we have our high flow air filter, reusable and washable. We have one of the pipes. We have a wrinkle black powder coat. We have all the silicone pieces. We have some rubber seals and stuff to seal it off. Some other things. We have the mount and sort of heat shield with the integrated velocity stack. We have the ducting that we'll see. Nice little integrated engineering badge riveted on. That looks nice. Then we have the silicone coolant line, Stealth. One thing I do like about this intake is the filter is 5 inches and it's just a little bit of a short and stubby guy. And it just looks nice under the hood. Like it just looks so compact, matches the rest of the vehicle. Very nice. Let's see what's in this bag. We got our seal on the front for the ducting, stickers, some sort of piece, and a plug. Carb compliant sticker. Couldn't be me. California is nice though, that out of air. Comes at a cost. As a car guy. We got clamps, some other random pieces. Everything's branded, integrated engineering, even this rubber stuff. Some coolant line pieces. Separate baggies for everything for all the extra little stuff. I'm gonna leave those in there. And some nice letters, koozie, stickers. Very nicely done. Integrated engineering team. When it comes to the parts world and just ownership in general and simplicity, German car guys on top by far. Now let's look at what's in here. So we unzip, open it up, step 1. Get the app. We have a cable up top, then we have our device here, OBD. It's got a nice brushed metal finish. Got a nice weight to it. USB-C plug-in, looks like it has some lights going on, a button. All right, let me show you up close, let's get to work. First thing you're gonna do is just get your engine cover off. So we have access to this coolant line right here. Then on the left side of the stock intake air box, there's this rubber hose. I'm gonna wiggle it. Just wiggled it enough, it slid off. And then this bigger hose right here, you clamp on both sides, and then you gotta slide it off, and then it'll lower. Then you're gonna take some sort of pliers of some sort, whatever you have that can work, to open up this clamp and slide it up out of the way. Then you can slide this off the stock intake box. Now we're gonna take the coolant line and pop it out of its little holding spot. And I wanna get this duct piece out. Go in here, well, usually it's Torx. Somebody put regular screws in it. So I'm gonna use my screwdriver. Salvage title activities. I didn't want to, but we do have to take this top part of the stock intake box off. T25. All right, we're gonna pull these off. These plastic screws stay in the airbox lid. They don't actually come out. Now you can pull the filter out. Oh, that's pretty dirty, gross. All right, let's see here. Okay, put this underneath the coolant line. Then it's just rubber brackets holding it in. Stock airbox is out. If we go to the base of the intake where it connects to the turbo, slide my flathead screwdriver in here. The previous guy didn't tee me up very well with a good angle. Dude, this guy did me so dirty. This is crazy. Okay, got it out. One of our small orange packets. Hardware and 2 little black plugs. We need these because we're gonna disconnect this coolant line and plug it really quick. Grab some sort of pliers. These needle nose will work. Slide it back. I do like to use these hose pliers. They're Icon. I like to try and get this to rotate on this barb. Yeah, so once that hose rotates, then you know it's gonna pull off really easily. So I'm gonna have this cap ready, slide it off. Boom, not much coolant came out. Now we're gonna set that upwards. A little bit of coolant is dripping out of there. Put that at a higher elevation. You can do the same thing down here. All right, so this hose is out. Cap off this plug. We're gonna take the other orange baggie, pull out what's inside. Put our 90-degree elbow over there. We need these 2 clamps and our coolant line. Slide one of the clamps on, pull off the cap, slide the new one on. Same thing over at the other side. If your clamp doesn't slide on your radiator line, very easy. Just put some coolant that drips out on the outside of the hose and then it will slide really easily. Snug up both clamps. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but there's a little lip here. There's a first one on this coolant line, the hard line, then there's a second one. I went past the second, clamped it above the second, so that second ridge is right here. So it fits much firmer and it is feeling good on here. Check, follow it down, check, tight, tight. 4mm Allen key, I have the sockets. We're gonna put our two main pieces together. So I'm gonna grab a washer, screw, comes pre-threaded. These two pieces together, caveman could do it. You're gonna have one screw left over, which we're gonna use in a little bit. Just gonna snug these up. Don't over tighten them, especially bolts like this. Then we're gonna have the two rubber pieces. You want the smaller side facing you. You're gonna push these through. Those fit really nice. Now we can set this in here. Push the rubber things into their holding spot. And then over here is where our other bolt's gonna go. That's in its happy place. Back to the bench. We're gonna put this hose clamp here, push this fitting in, take this 7mm socket, tighten this on. Little 90-degree elbow, we're gonna push this in. All right, we got this set up, we got the 90 in here. If you don't have this air line, you would use the plug. And coming up shortly, we have two elbows. You're gonna look at the diameter that enters the turbo. I'm using the one for the stock turbo inlet, and I'm gonna save this one for later because it's for an upgraded turbo inlet, which we'll get to. Okay, we've got this guy. We need to rotate this 90 degrees, facing you pretty much. And then your little skinny line, we're gonna hook that up, and then hook up the big line to that clamp. Then you're gonna put one of your hose clamps on here. And we're gonna push it on. I'm gonna leave that loose. Loosen this one, set it on here. Kinda get it in its happy place. Okay, I like that. Push those two together. All of these are needing to be loosened a lot. So just loosen all these as much as you can pretty much before you start. Just put it around that right there. I'm gonna tighten our 7 on the turbo inlet pipe. Feel it with my hand, make sure it's on a firm spot. Feels great. Pop up here, slide this on, get it lined up beautifully. That feels great. Line up this one. That one's snug. Now we can do this last one. Slide the filter on. That's firm, this is good. We're tight on our turbo inlet. We're tight here, we have our hard pipe in. We have another elbow, we're tight here. We're tight here, our filter is tight. We're tight for our ducting. Everything's looking good. Wipe up our little coolant spill. Put our cover back on. The very last touch is this rubber piece. So the air coming through this duct is sealed off with the bottom of the hood and keeps cold air in, hot air out. You just push this on. Power link device, looking for my purple plug. All right, I see a little green blinking dot. Turn my ignition on, scanning for a Bluetooth device. This is our first time together in the power link suite. I'm gonna make sure my headlights are turned off to save battery, AC is off. If you wanna be safe while flashing, throw some power on your battery. One of these Wolf box jumpers is great, no wires. Just toss it on, call it safe. I'll leave this specific one linked in the description. Saved me multiple times and friends. So swipe left to see different gauge layouts. Press and hold gauge to change variable. Tap gauge to reset minimum max. Got it. Testing parameters. Okay, we could do stage 1, low torque with high pressure fuel pump. So we're gonna do 91. I have the credits. Yes, authorize, purchasing tune. Begin flash, upgraded clutch or DSD tune. We'll be all right. We got the tow truck. I'll let you know if it slips. That seems more like we don't want phone calls type of call. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm gonna let that do its thing. Just hit 96. This took a while. 98. First one's always rough. Any car you flash. Then switching maps is a lot faster. 99. 100. Data transfer is complete. Begin flashing. Oh, now we're flashing. Now I hear the ECU moving around. All right, we got all kinds of warning lights. It's a good sign. Oh yeah, talk to me. Want that power? Yeah, hit that download. Let's get it. Give me that power. Okay. Man, if I gotta listen to this beeping that long. All right, we're at 95%. Let's save both of us from that beeping. 99. Clearing codes. We're on the home stretch. So it's a marathon. Make sure you have plenty of battery on your phone and the jumper on, especially for this first flash. This has been a very long time I've been waiting here. Well over half an hour. 99, are you done? Give me that 100. Congrats, you've successfully flashed your car. Now got some fun. Turn ignition off. Okay, so then start the car. Hear a lot of intake noises. Unplug power link for LBD2. Unplugged it. Now I'm gonna plug it back in. Restart the app. All right, so we can read codes, check readiness, do data logs. Oh, we got all kinds of noise. Cold start has chilled out. I got a mic up front. Let's hear what the turbo sounds like now. Nice. Maiden voyage. We're gonna take a little rip together, see what we feel, and I'll turn the camera around so it feels like you're driving. All right, so taking off in first gear. Lots of turbo noise. Lots of turbo noise. All through all gears, all the noise. The engine is a bit louder, which is nice. You don't just get turbo noise, you're getting the engine too. Got torque now. Before it was just so and you're like, is anything there? It'll push you back now. And if you're new to cars and you haven't felt speed before, this is gonna feel really quick, because it is quick. It's quick. It has a lot of torque. Right, I'm gonna turn traction control off. Okay, I'm gonna go mode. We're gonna go into sport. We're burning to rubber now. It's 102 degrees out, so if it was anything near 70 or 60, it would feel even quicker, and it already is a huge jump. This car is officially a blast to drive. Rowing through the gears when it was stock was fun, but now, I can't think of anybody who wouldn't have a blast dailying this. And if I just want to lug it, you could be super quiet. Nobody would ever know you had a modified car. So does it pass the butt dyno check? Yes. The main thing is just so much gain in torque, it actually puts you back in your seat finally. And that is all primarily 98, if not 99% of that is all from the tune. Throwing the intake on it, you're not going to really gain power. The computer's going to limit torque and everything. So if you're looking for speed, tune. If you're looking for purely sound enjoyment rowing through gears, intake. I did both of these together because this car needed a little bit of a pick-me-up and it needed some sound to make me really enjoy this thing. So when I'm rowing through gears, it just makes me glad to have a manual. You could do the same in the DSG, but it's just a different type of satisfying, which we'll speak to that in the manual versus DSG GTI video, since now that I've owned both, I have some thoughts. With just the tune and intake, this car becomes an experience. I mean, you could do that all day, never get bored. What the torque does is it just gets the car to move out from underneath itself in a way that you really feel like you're getting your money's worth when you bought this car. The brakes are good on this. But it just feels like you're going somewhere now. I'm not not even taking it to like near red line. I'm just hanging out in the boost. And it's a blast. Rounding the corner in second. Throw it in 6th gear. You never know. Sleeper mode. Someone wants a roll race, throw it in 3rd. Faster cars, and what's so enjoyable driving them is I can actually get into the power band and not go to jail. You can go within the speed limit parameters, plus or minus whatever your threshold is, and have a ball. It never is not going to be true, but I'd rather drive a slow car fast than a fast car slow. And that's the joy of this realm of cars, and cars like the hot hatches, is you just get to rip them around town all the time. When you're ready, there'll be links in the description as well as the code, one of the two. Save yourself some money when you go to get these for your car, because you're really gonna have a blast. I'm stoked we got to spend some time together wrenching. Hope you learned a couple things. If you want to see a video where we talk about DSG or manual transmission to make sure you buy the right car for you, I'm gonna leave that video right here. When it's uploaded, it'll be live. If it's not here yet, hit the subscribe button so you know when it comes out. Thanks for hanging out. Cheers to some more boost noises.